Welcome to our Mind the Moments Tuesday morning gathering brought to you by Harvard Pilgrim Healthcare and Tufts Health Plan. This is a place where we invite experienced mindfulness instructors to speak with us about what mindfulness means to them and to discuss as a community how we can incorporate these very special practices into our daily lives. I'm Suzanne Rowe Palacino, and I'm absolutely delighted to be here with Greg Topakian, mindfulness instructor, longtime meditator, and also regular yoga practitioner. Good morning, Greg.
Good morning, Suzanne. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you too this morning.
Yes,
So
another
we will
sunny
start-
day here in the Boston area.
What's that?
Another sunny day in the Boston area.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess we could use a little rain every once in a while.
Oh, definitely can always use it and store it up.
Yes.
So nice to be here today.
Yeah, and today we'll start off with a question for the group.
Okay.
And then Greg will lead us in a guided practice and share some thoughts with us. So as we look to the end and there's some opportunity for us to have a Q&A time, if you can go to the chat at the bottom of the screen, open that up, and you can also click on the drop-down menu and choose everyone if you'd like to see everyone's comments coming in real time. And then, of course, when Greg starts us off with a question, you can type in there and let us know where you are this morning. So, Greg, what kind of question do you have for us?
Lots of questions. So first off, let me say it's nice to be here with you all this morning. Always a pleasure to have this opportunity to practice together and to explore how mindfulness can help us live our lives. I know we're all interested in that. So here we are. It's early in the morning. We have this intention to practice mindfulness. That's a good thing. That's a good idea for us. And so we sit down either in a group like this or at home alone with the noblest of intentions to settle the mind down, relax, enjoy some peace, maybe practice kindness or gratitude. And we close the eyes and the mind just starts going crazy, worrying about what's going to happen later in the day, reliving something in the past, wanting this, not wanting that. The mind's not cooperating. So the question I have for you all is, what do you do? What do you do when that happens? What do you do when the mind simply does not want to settle down, despite your hopes, despite your plans for it? What do you do? What do you do to help?
So
Yep.
Someone was ready for that one. Colleen jumped right in with that. Take a deep breath.
Beautiful.
That's a great one. Focus
Yep.
on breathing. Take deep breaths or listen to music to calm me. Go for a walk. Imagine a clear, white, blank space. Try to return to your anchor. I let it, and then try and put it back and pull it back.
Yeah. Take
a walk and or sing.
We got some experienced practitioners here today, for sure.
We all can use a little help no matter where we are, right, Greg?
Absolutely.
Sometimes try to power through. Sometimes just let my mind do its thing while I do my thing. All really interesting ways to deal with that particular situation. What do you do, Greg?
Well, that's what I thought we would do for a practice today. We would work on that together, and some of the tools that I'm going to offer, people have mentioned. Hopefully, I'll mention something that adds a tool to people's toolbox of what to do when the mind is wandering around, sort of out of what seems like our direct control, and certainly that's the case. So it's a good question. What to do with a mind that wanders or is easily distracted or is prone to agitation or worry. And in the longer run of our lives, it probably is worth it for each one of us to examine uh, how we're living our life. Uh, what thoughts are we engaging with? What words are we speaking? What actions are we acting out on? And do those thoughts, words, and actions, do they help to support the arising of peace and kindness and effectiveness in our lives, or do they do the opposite? Do they lead to a lot of second guessing, doubting, ruminating? Um, the amazing thing about mindfulness and how it's different from just concentration is that it invites us to be awake to how we live our lives and what the after effects are of all the activities that we engage in. But that's a longer term practice for each one of us to maybe engage in. And if there's time at the end, I can say a few more words about it. What do we do if we're right in the middle of our practice, right? We've reserved 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, whenever it is that we do that, to sit quietly, to enjoy some peace, to settle the mind, perhaps to practice kindness or gratitude. And the mind just won't cooperate. What do we do in that moment? And that's what I thought we would spend a few minutes on this morning together. So I'll invite you to find a comfortable position for yourself. Probably most of us are sitting in a chair, but you can be in any posture, standing, lying down, or sitting on a meditation cushion, a bench. Posture doesn't matter so much. And you're turning your attention to sensations in the body and looking to make whatever small adjustments to posture to help promote ease in the body. Because a body that's settled and relaxed will help to support a mind to be settled and relaxed. Maybe you straighten your spine out a little bit. Let your head bob forward and back, left and right. Noticing how the body speaks to you as you engage in these micro movements. Bringing attention to present moment sensations. Crown of the head is flat, maybe tilted forward a little bit. Noticing breathing in the body. Hands are in your lap. Perhaps the palms are touching, perhaps not, or the arms resting idly by your side. Noticing contact of your buttocks on the seat of the chair. Aware of your feet making contact with the floor. Breathing, knowing that we're breathing. Sitting, knowing that we're sitting. And at this point, we usually direct our attention at a target, an anchor, a place of refuge for our minds. For many of us, it'll be the breath. It could be the contact of your hands with each other or your hands on your lap, feet on the floor, sounds. Some place to which you know you can always return your attention. It feels safe. And some days, even when we do this, after one breath, after one moment, the mind is off and running, planning for some event later today, remembering something from yesterday, reliving that conversation with our partner or parent or child. Any place but right here and right now. What do we do? So one thing that I often do is just to recollect what my aspiration is for this practice, what my intention is. And that is simply to calm the body and mind, to help support the body to relax in this moment. To perhaps gently scan the body and looking for any places where I might release tension just by noticing it and inviting relaxation. This is my aspiration for these moments, my intention. And the mind and body may or may not cooperate. And if it doesn't, not to fight with it. It's okay. I'll offer relaxation. I'll invite the body and mind to calm down. And that's the best I can do. So the first tool for me is just to recollect that my intent is not to resist or fight, but to allow, to calm, to promote relaxation. The second tool is to practice what I call for myself exaggerated breathing. What do I mean by that? To simply exaggerate how it is that we breathe to help us direct our attention to it. And all that means is, and you can adjust this for your own style, but for me, I inhale to a count of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I hold for 1, 1, and then I exhale to a count of 4. 1, 3, 4. And on your own, by actually counting, pausing for 1, exhaling to 4, it helps for me to direct my attention to something concrete in the present moment. 1, 2, 3, 4, hold. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can extend it or shorten it. It's all up to you. Mind wanders, bring it back to that exaggerated breathing. And the third tool that I often rely on is what's often called noting or labeling, where in each moment we notice what it is that has become prominent in the mind. And we simply note it or label it with a 1 or 2 word description. So if breathing in is where our attention is, we simply note breathing in. And if breathing out is where our mind is directed, we simply label breathing out. But what if suddenly there's a little tension in the shoulders, and that's bumped breathing away from the prominent place in the mind? You simply note shoulder tension. And in the next moment, we hear a loud motorcycle drive by on the road. You simply note loud sound. In the next moment, we remember a difficult conversation we had yesterday. We simply note remembering. Next moment, what comes up is perhaps some frustration or anger at that person. We simply note anger arising. Maybe in the next moment, there's not much at all, or the breath returns. We simply note breath, in, out. So for the next couple minutes, I'll invite you at each in-breath to simply note what's prominent in your mind at that moment. 1 word or 2 word label. And then on the next in-breath, what's prominent? You can label it relaxing, unpleasant, loud, soft, happy, sad. What's prominent for you this moment, noting it. And in the next few seconds, at a time that's good for you, I'll invite you to reopen your eyes, back to the room, come back to the group. One, two, three. And we still aspire to maintain this momentum of mindfulness, of awareness. So even with the eyes open, still notice sensations in the body, thoughts ruminating, feelings in the heart and body. So we have some time for comments about your practice or questions, offerings, um, whether you resonated with the tools or not, or you're familiar with them or not. How'd it go? Any suggestions you might have? We're all interested.
Someone was very appreciative. Great way to start the morning.
Thank you. Very welcome. Back at you.
Yeah, I think these reminders are so helpful for, like you mentioned, there might be a few people joining us today that have practiced for a while, but there's always a number of people that are newer. So I think they're wonderful recommendations and tips.
Yeah. You know, the thing is, the thing about the noting and the labeling, we really begin to see that things are coming and going. Every moment that something pops up into the mind, we don't have control, right? Mindfulness is not about controlling what comes up in the mind. Good luck with that. It's not going to happen. We can't do it. Welcome to the human race.
Mhm.
But we notice, right? The more awake we are, we notice, all right, this is coming up. I see it. And if we don't attach to it, if we don't resist it or cling to it, then it's only going to be bounced by the next thing that comes up. We see it, we notice, it's okay, we're still breathing. It's okay.
Yeah, I so agree with that. It's ever changing. I This reminds me of some meditation teaching that I was doing with a person that was dealing with cancer, and the pain that came with her condition. And many times when we have pain, we'll tend to focus on it because it's front of mind. But she mentioned the times that she was most free of pain or had less pain was when she was meditating.
Right.
So she was able to kind of take her, that resistance away, which is not always easy to do. That resistance can cause more pain or more distraction.
So Colleen has a question. I don't know the answer. That's a technical one, but Suzanne, I'm sure, will be able to respond to that about when it gets posted. So I do know. Yeah.
They're usually posted. We'll do the session again. I love that. So they're usually posted the same day. I don't know what time, and it really depends if the person is out but they usually posted the same day or the day after at least. So glad it resonated for you, Colleen. Yeah.
So just a word about the over the long term, right? The amazing thing about mindfulness is that we're not just trying to be mindful during this 20 minutes in the morning, right? We are trying to train the mind to be more awake for the ordinary moments of our lives. Can we be awake? Can we notice what's happening in the moment, even as we're engaging with work or preparing a meal or getting our kids ready for school or helping our parents with something, talking to our partners? Can we be awake in those moments? And the challenge of mindfulness is, can we be awake to see how we live our lives affects the subsequent moments of our life? Can we notice that? It's like a scientific experiment. When we engage in certain thoughts, when we speak certain words, when we act in certain ways, there tend to be after effects And if we're mindful, we notice the results. And we see that some words, some actions, some thoughts promote peace and calm in our minds. Some words and actions help us to engage with other people more effectively. And these are important things to know. How do we live our life? And so the longer run challenge of mindfulness is to bring awareness to all of these ordinary moments. And let me emphasize, not to judge ourselves and not to criticize when we come up short, but to see it and let it register. You know what? This didn't work. Okay. But I have the aspiration to experiment with other ways of being in the world that might work a little better, that might promote peace, that might promote more cooperation with others, which might bring more joy. Things probably we're all interested in helping to bring about.
Yes, yes. Yeah.
So I'd like to, we have a minute. If you have a minute, I'd like to close with a simple practice. So again, I'll invite you to come to a comfortable position for yourself. Adjusting posture, noticing sensations in the body, coming into the present moment. We're all of us ordinary human beings living in this world with so much uncertainty and perhaps feeling insecure at times or vulnerable. May all of us, may all beings feel safe and protected. May all of us, may all beings feel the love and support of the people who care for us. May we all learn to offer kindness and caring to ourselves in our times of need. And may we offer the same kindness and caring to others around us in their times of need. May we all experience, may we all notice, and may we appreciate each moment of peace. So nice to practice with you this morning. May you be healthy. May you be well. Nice to see
Thank you so much, Greg. We're so grateful for you being with us this morning, for your teaching and guidance. We're so happy to have you back with us. So,
oh, always a pleasure. Thank you. Thank you all for your practice. Supports all of us.
yes, this is one by one we can improve the world by our practice. So we appreciate everyone being here. Thanks for joining and hope to see you on Thursday at 8:30. Thanks again, Greg. See you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.